Okay, this lesson we're going to look at here is on the quadratic formula. This is a very important question. It comes up every year in the past papers and it's worth 4 marks, and it's a guaranteed 4 marks if you can do it. Now what the quadratic formula allows you to do is calculate the roots of a quadratic equation. That's where it cuts the x-axis, where the quadratic equation doesn't factorise. So I've put here that you've not to panic if it doesn't factorise. You can use the quadratic formula. Even if it did factorise, you could use the quadratic formula to work out the roots, but it would just be a bit of a longer method and it wouldn't be necessary. So here's the quadratic formula here. We've got b's, a's and c's. And the first thing is to work out where the a's, the b's and the c's come from. Now if you look at the quadratic equation up here, the a is the coefficient of the x squared. It's just a number at the front of the x squared. The b is the coefficient of the x, which is again just a number in the front. And the c is the last number there. Now these values can be positive or negative, and it's important to watch out for that. But the first example we're going to look at has got all positive values. So I've broken this up into 2 steps. Step 1 is to work out your a, b and your c values, and we can look at that here. So in this case, a is 1 because there's nothing in front of the x squared, and that just is a 1. The b, that's a plus 7, so we can write b is 7. And the c is this number at the end here, which is 3. So that's us got our numbers. If we can substitute these numbers into the quadratic formula and do calculations with them accurately, then we can work out the roots of the equation. So here's step 2. You copy the equation from the formula sheet, make sure you copy it correctly, that's the first important thing. And then let's substitute the numbers in. So b is 7, so that negative b at the front becomes negative 7. It's important to make that a negative 7 there, and it's something people often get wrong. B squared is 7 squared, so we can write that down. Take away, again important to put a take away there, some people put a plus. And we've got 4 times a times c. Now I generally put this in brackets. It's the easiest thing to do, so you're doing 4 times 1 times 3. All over 2 times a. Now a is 1, so 2 times 1 at the bottom. I suppose it's another important note to make that this division line goes all the way across. Some people stop it here, but the negative 7 is being divided by the 2 times 1 as well. It doesn't start here and just draw a line there. It goes all the way back to the start. So what we have here is negative 7 plus or minus. You do the 7 squared first. That gives you 49. Then take away and then do the bracket part. So 4 times 1 is 4, times by 3 is 12. And that's all over 2. We split this up into 2 parts. We do negative 7 plus the square root of this answer, or negative 7 take away the square root of this answer. So that's what we have there, negative 7 plus the square root of 37 all over 2, or negative 7 take away the square root of 37 all over 2. Now you can do this part 2 ways. Either put the top line in brackets and then put the whole thing into your calculator, or else do the top line first, hit equals, then divide by the bottom number. Whatever you do, don't type the top line without the brackets, just divide by 2 at the end and hit equals. It will give you the wrong answer. It will only divide the root 37 by 2 and not the negative 7 at the front. So if you type this in accurately with the brackets or hit equals after the top line and divide by 2, you will get negative 0.459, and if you do the other correctly, you will get negative 6.541, and that's worth 4 marks.